everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the 505 Sports Venture Foundation. I'm Kurt Roth, and I'm here in the studios high above Central Avenue, hosted by ProView Network. I want to thank Steve Davis, who's sitting in the big chair up the stairs, and Adrian behind the glass, who makes this all possible. We have a really special guest today that I'm super excited about. We're already planning a second show because we don't have enough time to get all the questions in I want. And we'll get to her in a second. But hey, Lobo fans, New Mexico fans, people who love Albuquerque, we need your help. 505 SVF is the front runner for name, image, and likeness here in the state. And we are doing great work so far, or important work so far, for UNM athletics. Those who follow the men's basketball team have already seen a dramatic improvement over the 2 years, in part to our efforts getting the name, image, and likeness aspect of college recruiting together. We're about to move into a new era of Lobo football. Bronco Mendenhall, one of the most successful coaches in the NCAA game today, has taken over. And if you're following the news, you've just seen the last bunch of recruits that showed up were from formerly P5, now P4 schools. But name, image, and likeness is vital to this level of college sports that UNM plays with. So please, check us out, 505sports.org. We need your help. 505sports.org. That's us, 505 SVF. Hang out. We'll be right back after this short break.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated,
ripped,
plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 505 SVF program. I'm about to introduce a very special guest. She's familiar to everyone in New Mexico who follows sports at any level. I don't think you could miss her. Five-star basketball recruit. She has set the record at big schools for most career points already. And she's only finished her junior year. She scored over 2,000 points. Last year, she averaged over 32.5 points per game. We're going to talk about it. She's going to stop over in Albuquerque for another year, but headed to the SEC. A lot to talk about. Let me introduce Bella Hines. How you doing, Bella?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're really excited about having you here. Like I said, I talk too much, and we only have about 20 minutes, so let's get to it. All right. First, before we talk about the future, right now, the summer, very busy on the basketball circuit. Where have you been recently?
We've been to San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and Virginia. Virginia and Houston were our two EYBL events where we're 10-0 right now.
10-0. Now, who are you playing with?
I play with the #1 player in the country. Actually, our whole entire starting five is ranked in the top 100.
Okay, the whole starting five is top 100. Where is the team based out of?
We're based out of Texas, but like there's a majority of us are Houston and Dallas kids. So there's one of us from Oklahoma and then one of us from Albuquerque.
Well, all right, you've got one from Oklahoma, you're from Albuquerque, Houston, Dallas. How often do you get together and practice?
Honestly, practice isn't like a big factor for our team. Like we all know we're all in the gym. So we play in like kind of like build-up tournaments before our EYBL events, just so we can like get together and like get a feel of each other. And then when our big EYBL events go, we come out like 2 days early, get a practice in, and then we play like the next day.
And so that's been working if you're undefeated.
Yeah, it definitely has been.
Okay, so who you mentioned you play with the #1 recruit in the country, is that correct?
Yeah,
And
Aaliyah
who is she?
Chavez. Aaliyah Chavez. She's based out of Lubbock, Texas.
Lubbock, Texas. Her recruitment is up in the air right now?
Yeah, trying to get her to come to LSU with me, but we'll see how that
You'll
goes.
see that, okay. What position does she play?
She's a point guard.
Oh, so you guys are you in essence the 2 guard on this team, or do you play
I'm more of like the 3 guard.
the 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So your game is similar to what we've seen at El Dorado. You're outside, you shoot the ball well from 3.
Yeah, it's a little bit different though. Like I don't have the ball in my hands the majority of the time, just because she is our point guard, and with being the #1 ranked player in the country, it comes with little perks. So we don't always have the ball in our hands, but I play like my role really well. Like I'm the best defender on our team by far, I could say, and then I'm just like the spot up shooter for our team.
Well, does that leads you into a kind of develop another aspect of your game, which will be helpful when you go up the ladder, up the level. So you've got to work away from the ball.
Yeah, it's
You've got to
definitely
get your
different.
shot. You've got to get open before you get the ball.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Just because like high school playing here, like I usually have the ball in my hands all the time, and I'm having to create my own shot. But playing with Cy-Fair, like I'm able to work off a ball screen or come off an off-ball screen and just be able to get my shot off with not everybody trying to just guard one player.
Okay, so lastly, how long of a season, how long does the summer last on this circuit?
We started in May and we don't end till end of July or like mid-July.
End of July. Where do you anywhere in the area? Do you play anywhere near Albuquerque?
No, not really. I'd say Texas is probably the closest place we'll play.
Texas. Where else? Do you know where you're going the rest of the summer?
So we go to Dallas at the end of June, and then we go to Kentucky and Chicago. And Kentucky is in the 30 YBL session, and then Chicago is our Nike Nationals.
Okay. Now I know the answer to this. I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you ever take time off from basketball?
No, never.
Every day in the gym? Mm-hmm. Before you came this morning?
Mm-hmm. Yep, actually went and got a lift in this morning.
You got what in?
A lift in.
A lift? You mean weightlifting? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about that. Now, you've made a big decision, made front page sports news in Albuquerque. You decided that your senior year of high school was going to be spent at ABC Prep.
Yeah, I just feel like it really develops me for college. I mean, like just being able to get in the weight room a lot more, and not like school's obviously still a big focus, but just being able to have like a different schedule and really have that college schedule, it really like is going to prepare me for LSU. So I just felt like going to ABC Prep was the better decision overall for my basketball career.
Okay, so let's step back a little bit though. You had some great teammates and some great memories at El Dorado. Was that hard?
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit hard to leave just because like all my friends are there, and then I had a really close bond with my teammate and coaches. So it was definitely a little bit of a struggle. It was a harder decision to make. So, but I'm glad I am where I am right now. But I mean, I can always go back and still see my friends.
Right. Okay. So you finished the circuit in late July. Mm-hmm. When does ABC Prep start?
So we're having training camp this week. So like kind of like preseason's already starting right now. But our first like actual tournament doesn't happen till September.
Okay. So you'll have there'd be a break in competition end of July till that September, whenever. Yeah. All right. Do you spend that time in the gym and lifting? Is that what goes on?
Yeah, I would say like a big part of what I was lacking was like my weightlifting, just because like I was so focused on like the basketball aspect, like I wasn't really like doing stuff that was off the court. So I feel like that's definitely a big part. And then We'll be lifting a lot, and we'll be in the gym a lot, just because you know how B Mace is. He always has us in the gym.
You mean when you say B Mace, that's Brandon Mason?
Yeah.
Everybody knows B Mace. So, but who's coaching the team?
Doris Gary.
All right, there you go. Former Lobo great, Doris Gary. So far, do you have a sense of how he is? Is he a player's coach?
100%. He's very like energetic, which I like in a coach. But he's always teaching me like little tricks, especially on defense, just because like from what I've heard is he was like one of the best Lobo defenders.
Doris Gary, for someone who was on campus and watched every game, was the best defender in the Mountain West when he played, not just the Lobo. Great guy to learn defense from, great coach. That'll be exciting. All right, so now we go to Albuquerque Prep. That is going to be a year. We're going to talk about that, but we've got to take a break. We're going to sell some ads here and hang out with us. We've got a lot to talk about with Bella Hines. We'll be right back.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman.
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the 505 SVF Show. I'm here with our very special guest, Bella Hines. High school All-American, probably in my opinion, the #1 high school athlete in the state of New Mexico today. Bella, thanks for hanging with us. One of the things we just talked about making a decision to go to ABC Prep, but I know from talking off camera, meeting with you and your family, one of the things that kept you in Albuquerque was your family. You're really close with your family, correct?
Yeah, I'm super close to my family. I'd say the sibling I'm close with, my little sister.
So yeah, all right, let's start with your little sister. What's her name?
Bailey.
Bailey, and how old's Bailey?
She's 13.
And she can play what?
Volleyball. She plays volleyball at Cibola.
Okay, and she's good?
Oh yeah, she's tough. She was on varsity as an 8th grader. She started in the state championship game, actually.
Oh, she did? So,
yeah.
So we've got a budding volleyball superstar, is that what we think?
Yeah. We just breed athletes over here.
Okay. Well, I've seen your little brother throwing up jumpers. He's about 2.5 feet tall. How old is he? How old is he?
He's 5.
He's 5. What's his name?
Jacoby.
And he plays basketball.
Yeah, he's like my mini-me. Every time I go to the gym, he always wants to come. He has little like foam weights that he be using, but.
All right. Well, we'll get there. I saw him fill up the hoop. All right, and your parents, you're really close with your parents.
Yeah, I'm really close with my parents. My mom played volleyball and my dad played basketball and baseball.
Okay, so it's great. You're a great team. And I've gotten to know the Hines team, and that's kind of the reason you had a chance to go prep somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere else.
Yeah, IMG was like in the mix. Like we were thinking about it, but I mean, it's my last year before I leave to college, so I might as well just stay here and spend as much time with my family as I can before I have to leave. So I just felt ABC Prep. It's not a bad decision to go to ABC Prep either. Like B Mace is great guys too, so it was like a no-brainer just to stay here.
Yeah, you've worked out. I must have seen you 4 years ago when I first walked in ABC Prep. You were there during timeouts taking 3-pointers. You know, right? So you've been in that gym forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's like home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the gym I go and work out in. Like I'm in that at least 7 days a week.
At least.
Sometimes 6.
No, you take a day off?
Usually Sunday.
What happens when you take a day off? What does Bella Hines do?
I watch Shark Tank all day. I'm for real. Like that's my favorite show. Like that's all I watch.
Okay. Well, that blows one of my questions in the last part, but we'll get back to that. All right. So now you look forward. ABC, B Mace, Doris Gary. They're putting together a brand new program over there. So the roster's not set, but already we're hearing all sorts of stuff about who's coming. It's going to be a real good team. Now, you also mentioned off camera you'd like kind of some of those gals you're playing with this summer to show up, maybe?
Yeah, there's a few I'm talking to. I'm not going to say name, but there's a few I'm talking to that I think I can get them to come down and come play with us. And if we get them, I feel like we're going to be really, really good.
Oh, you'll be really good anyway. But, yeah, that would be great. That's another thing we're looking at, the promotion of local athletes here in Albuquerque, giving the top level athletes a chance to stay and refine their skills at the highest level. Why not? Why not Albuquerque? And, you know, us at ABC, and in full disclosure, I am a partial owner at ABC Prep. We're grateful for your commitment to ABC and to stay. All right, so now you've already made a decision early. You haven't signed on the dotted line because I don't think that happens till December.
Yeah.
But you've committed to one of the top women's programs in the country at LSU. What was that recruiting process like?
It was long. It was really stressful, especially since my freshman year. Like, especially because the coaches can't call you when it's from your freshman year. It's like the start of your junior year. They can't call you. So, like, you have to call them. You have to try to figure out times. You have to communicate through a middleman to try to get to them. So it was really stressful. But then also when they could call you, got even more stressful because you had 6 coaches calling you at once trying to, like, talk to you. But after, like, I really got to, like, know a few coaches, I really knew, like, what I wanted in a school. And it was really easy to narrow my schools down.
So when we got down to the end, was there a Final 4, Final 3, 2? How far did you narrow it down?
I had my top 10, but in my head I kind of already knew what, like, my top 3 were.
Who was that?
It was Arizona, LSU, and Iowa.
Iowa. Okay. Interesting. Why Iowa?
I love the way they I love their coach. I love the way they play. Like, it was just like, I feel like I would fit into their system too. So I feel like I was with all the coaches, and I had a really close bond with their coach too.
Wow. So it's great to be wanted.
Yeah.
But a hard decision.
Mhm.
So you decided finally, after all that, or after all those years, LSU was your choice. What made that the decision? What was it? Was it a final factor or a whole lot of things?
Well, it was like a bunch of things combined. Like, I feel like they recruited me the hardest out of everybody, and like as a school, like I want to feel like wanted. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, they call me every now and then. So I feel like they recruited me the hardest, and then when we got to LSU, it kind of just felt like home, just like in a different place. So like even my family said, oh, I could see coming out here to come watch you, or like it feels like home out here, and everybody like out there just matched my personality and like my energy. And then like Coach Mulkey, she's a great coach, so obviously I'd want to play for her, and she's just very like outgoing, and she's very get to the point, like she's very straightforward with you, like she's not going to sugarcoat nothing, which I like in a coach. So I would say like I got really close with their coaching staff really quickly, and like their team is just amazing.
So how long was that visit?
It was 2 days. We went to watch them play in the first round of the March Madness, which was, the atmosphere was crazy. Like that was something in their gym. It was crazy. Like I've never been to anything like that. And then we actually went to an LSU baseball game when they played Florida too. So I got to see 2 games in different atmospheres.
Okay. Campus was cool?
Their campus is beautiful. That was one of the nicest campuses I've ever been to.
And food.
Oh, I love their food. Let me tell you, bro, their food is so good.
We've got
Their food
30
is so
We've got
good.
30 seconds before a break. Tell us
Their food is
about
so
the
good.
food.
The crawfish, the seafood. Like, I'm a big seafood lover, so like going out there and being able to have all the seafood I wanted. Like for dinner, we had crawfish, lobster, crab legs. Like, it was the best food I've had. Like, by far, it's the best food I've had.
Cajun spice, that whole thing.
It was
on
so
there.
good. It was so good.
How do you get, well, that's for another, we've got to take a break, but how does a kid from the South Valley get into seafood? I want to know that. It just happened, huh?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we've got one more session. Hang out. We're going to come back. I got a lot of stuff to go through with Bella. We'll be right back.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts? What's the worst that can happen? Seriously? Buckle up. Okay, thank you.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Okay, everybody, we're back. Final segment here with Bella. I've got a lot to go through. So we've talked about the decision to leave Eldo. We've talked about ABC Prep. And now we are at LSU. Big time basketball. Before we get on to the next part, you kind of bonded with a woman at LSU who was a freshman this year. And who was that?
It was Flajay Johnson. We just like click. Like, we have the same personality. So like, we're very outgoing. We talk a lot. Like, we just clicked really well. Like, so the first time I actually met her was the first day, and we were touring campus, and I got to meet up with the team for their pregame meal before they went to go to shoot around. And she went and sat with me and the assistant coaches, and we all just kind of talked. And like, she was the last one to leave because we were all talking. So I would say I bonded closest with her.
Okay. But we all want to know, everyone who follows women basketball, we know who the big name, the superstar, now WNBA star, all sorts of stuff going on. You met her?
Yeah, Angel Reese, she was super cool. Like, everybody thinks she's like ghetto and rude and everything, but she's the most genuine. She's super sweet. Like, she's a really nice person. She's really outgoing and talkative. She came and ate breakfast with us on my last day there, and like, even they said she doesn't like hang out with recruits that much, so it was really different that she actually hung out with us.
Okay, well, you know, I don't want to get into editorializing. People talk about women and their personalities different than men. A woman who's tough on the court is ghetto. Mm-hmm. A guy who's tough on the court is tough on the court. So I always feel when I hear that, that's why it makes me feel grateful to hear that when you meet her individually, she's like nice. I'm sure she's nice, I'm sure, you know, and we're going to talk about another basketball player who you admire in a minute, who is a killer on the court and the nicest guy in the world off the court. But I think there's a double standard for women and their personalities on the court versus what guys do. Anyway, all right, so what do you expect? We get to LSU, what do you think is going to be like as a freshman? Have you thought about that?
Kind of. I feel like it's going to be hard. I feel like it's going to be challenging. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous to go out there, but I'm mostly excited just because, like, I'm ready. I feel like I've worked so hard to get here. So, like, all I can think about is just like, oh, I can't wait to get there and just play. Like, because personally, I'm not going in there to be a cheerleader on the bench. I know I'm going to go in there and work hard enough to be able to play. So I'm just really excited to get out there and finally play.
Okay. After LSU, what's your goal?
Either the WNBA or to play overseas.
So professional basketball is what you see yourself doing?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, we're coming down the home stretch. I got a few personal questions for you. Everybody wants to know this. We all see, first one is about music. We all see people warming up with headsets on. What are you listening to when you're warming up?
Okay, everybody thinks it's like this weird or like whatever, but I'd be listening to like we're like sad songs because like I'm already like super amped up for the game. Like I'm excited, like my head's going a million miles an hour. So like if I'm listening to something like sad and calming, like I'm gonna calm my nerves down, and like everything else that's going on is just gonna calm down. So it really be helping me relax.
And what's your favorite artist?
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
You listen to Billie Eilish before the game, but you told me off camera you're not really a big music fan when you're not warming up. There's nobody when you want to chill at home. You're not listening to music.
I would say like my car rides, it's more like Drake and SZA or like Usher.
Oh, okay. Car rides different than warm up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at 505 SVF, we have a very cool thing that we'll try to get you on, where we drive around in a Gala Chevrolet and you talk set lists with our DJ. So
okay.
I think you're perfect for that. Okay, movie. What's your favorite movie or movies?
My favorite movie is Honey 2. It's like a dancing movie. I don't know if like y'all have seen that, but it's my favorite movie by far. And then my favorite basketball movie is probably Coach Carter.
Coach Carter. Okay. TV show. We already touched on it, but you're a fanatic.
Yeah, Shark Tank. Like it just like really be like just be like wow, like I didn't know that came from this show. Like there's so many like cool like inventions they be making. It be really me have my brain think like maybe I could invent something too.
Other than dominating women's basketball. Okay. I've got 4 questions for you. I already asked about the movies and TV show. 4 people. You can have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive. Who are they?
Candace Parker, Kobe Bryant. Honestly, probably Steph Curry.
Wow.
I just switched it up a little bit.
Okay, all basketballers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your influence from a kid was?
Kobe Bryant.
Why?
Just because, like, I love the way he carried himself. Like, he didn't really care about what nobody else had to say. Like, he always proved that, like, your hard work will pay off and, like, you're going to be great if you work hard and, like, you can't make excuses for yourself. So, like, if, for instance, like, he would always say, like, he doesn't work as hard as me, so I'm not going to pass him the ball. So, like, I feel like if I work hard, like, it's really going to, like, show. So, that was just a big influence was, like, the Mamba mentality. Like, that was a really big influence on me as a kid.
When you were 11?
Mm-hmm.
How did you find him?
Well, it was like YouTube, and then like my parents and like my whole family knew about it. So like they knew like he was my favorite player. So I had a big mural of him behind my bed. Jay Hill actually got me a big painted portrait of him in my room.
Cool.
So I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan.
All right, we'll carry that on. Lastly, we also talked about the change in the women's game. Caitlin Clark really she's not the only one, but she made it big time. Step back, all of a sudden women aren't sitting there taking flat-footed shots. There's step-back jumpers. They're shooting from half court almost. Steph Curry? Is that a Steph Curry influence?
I would say so 100%. Like, I mean, if you like look at the women's game like 3-4 years ago, like everybody thinks all we do is shoot set shots, like the catch and shoot 3 in the corner, and like we have like that typical like the like little fundamental jump shot. But I feel like it's progressed so much like through Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu when she was at Oregon. So I would say they're definitely a big factor, and I feel like it just keeps going up and progressing from there. Yeah,
no doubt about it. Well, you get a chance, Albuquerque. You get to see another year of Bella at ABC Prep. It's really worth going out and seeing. Bella, I just want to say thanks. We're going to have you back on once ABC Prep gets rolling.
All right.
Talk about it. Thanks. All right, everyone, that's it for our show today. 505 SVF. Can see us at 505sports.org. We need your help to keep this going. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.